Good afternoon, everybody. Saturday afternoon here in beautiful Appalachia. Hope you're doing well. Things are good here. It's a beautiful, beautiful day, bright blue skies. And it's also this is a tough one to say, the Autumnal Equinox, the fall equinox. So at 8:44 tomorrow morning, my time, Eastern time in the U.S., will be the equinox, where the sun is at the equator, heading from north to south, and daylight equals nighttime, basically. They're equal, and it marks the transition from summer to autumn. It's very interesting how our planet was set up that way. And the reason that it happens is because our planet is on a 23.5-degree tilt, and as it goes around the sun, the tilt causes us to move farther away from the sun when we're here in the north. And so we're transitioning into the autumn period. Shorter days, colder weather eventually coming. Some interesting, from a physical aspect, it's fascinating because Mercury and Mars are also at the approximately same tilt, 23 degrees and change. But Venus is not. Venus does not tilt, and Venus turns in the opposite direction. So there's speculation that something came through our solar system that caused Mercury, Earth, and Mars to tilt. And either Venus was on the other side of the sun, possible, or Venus wasn't in its current position. So it's always interesting to dive into some of these theories. There's a very good series on Gaia TV called The Electric Universe that talks about some of this stuff, talks about the time and all the mythology. They couple science and mythology, in the mythology of Venus and Mars, and what ancients were seeing in the sky at the time as Venus was moving into its current position. That's their theory. So I might have to watch that series again. I found it fascinating. But that's what's happening physically. So what's happening in Mother Nature is very interesting, because this marks a transition moment. We have a lot of transition moments. I was thinking about that a lot yesterday and today, especially yesterday, or this morning actually. I was thinking about what topic to talk about in this video today, and all week long. And then this morning when I was doing Qigong, it came to me that there's this transition period happening right now. So in my shallow studies of Taoism, Qigong, etc., the 5 elements, we are moving from the fire element, which is summer, makes a lot of sense, right? The heart, the small intestine, that's the fire element, to the metal element, which is the lungs, right, and the large intestine. So in ancient India, the metal element of China would equate to the air element in the 5 elements of ancient India. in the yogic traditions. So it's interesting that they do it that way, because in the fall is when we get a lot of wind coming, as we get the northern winds starting to come down, cool everything off. You know, as Mother Nature goes through this transition, you know, the leaves fall. I guess that's why we call it fall as opposed to autumn, besides the fact that it's easier to say. The leaves fall. Right now they're starting to change colors, which is really cool. I got a lot of red leaves around me. Yeah, they're starting to change colors. And it's also the time where the animals will start to fatten up. You know, the deer, and we have black bear here in Appalachia. The squirrels are bearing their nuts. The bears will start eating to fatten themselves up, because Mother Nature's food stores will kind of shut down. And we get a lot of deer around here where I'm at. We see them on quite a regular basis. They don't like this particular plant. They've walked through here and they ignore this plant, which is one of the reasons why I planted it. And but they'll start fattening up for winter. And I was thinking about that this morning, about what am I going to do? And I've never thought about this consciously before. So what am I going to do to be in harmony with this transition that Mother Nature is going through? If I want to be a part of this, and I am, and we all are, you are a part of Mother Nature, right? We all are. What can we do to be in harmony with this? So I was thinking about that today. So I guess what I'll have to do for the next 3 months is fatten up, right? And before winter comes along, before Christmas time. I don't know. We'll see. I'm actually going to fast today. Normally I would be eating. I eat twice a day normally. I'm going to skip the second meal today and see what happens with my body. I haven't fasted in a while. The longest I've ever gone is about, I think, 72 hours, roughly. So I'm going to try that today and see how I feel in the morning. But I do want to give some thought to this transition period. In the Taoist tradition, there's as we move from the fire element to the metal element, in any of these four, since there's 5 elements and only 4 seasons, the earth element is considered the element of transition. So the week or so previous, and then next week or so, roughly a week to 10 days on each side, is considered a time of the earth element. And the earth element is the spleen, the stomach, the pancreas, yellow light. They all have colors and parts of the body that are associated. But so we're in this transition, and we can make conscious decisions about this transition. You know, we also went through another transition. We just had the big full moon, which was extremely, because where I'm at, we didn't have any clouds the last couple of days. And I was out here at 5 o'clock this morning. The last I'm up out here every morning about 5:30, exercising, and it was bright out. Just like a spotlight with this big full moon. So we just had a full moon a couple nights ago. I took a couple pictures of it. And now we've got the equinox. We're transitioning into another period. And this affects all of us too, because you know the sun's energy it's changing every minute. our atmosphere is changing, the electromagnetic field that we are part of is changing all the time. And so even though we don't feel it, most of us don't, on a moment-to-moment basis, it will affect us over these kind of periods of time, whether it's weekly, monthly, quarterly. This actually comes into the subject of toxicity and the flu season kind of thing, and why people start to show symptoms. And it's because the atmosphere and the electromagnetic field is changing due to this transition that we're going through as the Earth revolves around our star. And it's very important to understand this. Because if we have toxicity in our body, the body's going to want to shed that. Now, most of that toxicity is shed through the lungs. So we're entering the period of the lungs. That's the metal element, the fall, the autumn. So the body is going to want to purge some things. And the organ, another part of the body that is associated with the metal element is the skin. So the skin, which contains a large amount of our microbiome bacteria, will show us if we are toxic. The body's always trying to tell us something. So pay attention to the skin. Is it thick? 2 years ago, my skin was really thin. It was just droopy. I was old. It was so bad. It was so bad. But now it's thick, and the muscles are back. And that's from the carnivore diet. And the skin is healthy. And there aren't these spots and blotches and I see on so many of my peers, because the skin is part of the body's way of purging. Sweat is the body's way of cooling down, but it's also a way of purging toxicity, right? And just even body odor as it comes through the skin, that kind of thing. So pay attention to your skin for the next couple of months as we go through this period. Pay attention to your lungs. One of the things that I do is I'm doing some breath exercises, and this is actually the time, this 3 months is a good time to do even more breath work. Bear swimming. It's one of my favorite ones. Just kind of taking a breaststroke in the pool back in Lanford High School. Okay. But you can go and just breathe and hold the breath. Put your hands in front of the lungs like this. Picture white light, because that's the color of the metal element, is white. So you think of the white metals, which are silver, platinum, palladium, and just hold like this. Breathe it in and just try to feel the oxygen and carbon dioxide transition that's happening in the lungs. Remember, tomorrow is a period of transition. We're transitioning to the lung element, the metal element. So try to just sit there for a minute and go. And and try to feel. I've been doing this the past few mornings. Try to feel what's happening inside the lungs as the oxygen is taken out and the carbon dioxide is put in so that we can release it. So think about what you're going to do for this transition period, and as we move from summer to fall, and we'll talk some more next week. I love having neighbors. So until the next time, we go cosmic energy, earth energy, heart energy. Send loving heart energy out to all beings, all dimensions, all timelines, all realities. May this day be filled with compassion, loving kindness, and courage. Aho.